The Equal Pay Act was established in 1963 and was geared to end the wage disparity between the genders in the workplace. Women are now making 98 cents to every man's dollar and are celebrating for their complete equality in the workplace. Are you a mom planning to become one or married to one? Inequality in the workplace has been pushed to be based on the two genders when it is really prominent on mothers in the workplace. This discrimination can be affecting someone you know or care about. This extreme issue is happening behind the doors of our employers, and this issue needs to be addressed and solved. Today I'm going to tell you about the inequalities and the gap mothers face in the workplace, the effect it has on their children, and the solutions to end the era of mommy taxing. The reduced earnings mothers are experiencing is a personal levy referred to as the mommy tax. This personal levy on women is taxed on women with children depending on their level of education and career success. The higher the career success, the higher the mommy tax is. Currently, for college-educated women, the mommy tax women can experience more than $1 million loss. For a family bringing in $45,000, they can experience a mommy tax of $600,000. This seems unreasonable in terms of trying to raise a child. Women of the age of 30 will make 90% of a man's salary. If we bring in a woman of the same age and same education but with a child, she will only make 70% of that man's salary, meaning that the US has a 20% wage gap between mothers and non-mothers in the workplace, whereas in France, the gap is 8%, the lowest it is in the world. And to make matters worse, only 8 states in the United States have laws prohibiting discrimination in the workplace against mothers. This extreme tax mothers are experiencing seems irrational when having to feed, raise, and care for another human being. This tax does not only affect the mothers in the workplace, but the children they go home to at the end of their day. Having this decreased money in their paycheck for a mother will decrease the money she is able to spend on her child's needs. Resources such as childcare, education, healthcare, and extra activities are not met. A daycare facility that provides standard care could easily deduct a family $2,000 per month per child. If a mother is making only 70% of a man's wage, this may not be affordable for her, meaning that the child after school is alone for an extended amount of time until a parent comes home. This child also may be given lower education, mainly because higher education is not an option financially speaking. Extra activities go hand in hand with this. Extra activities such as sports and swimming lessons are also less likely because of money. Not having these social gatherings can lead to these children being antisocial, having depression and anxiety. A prominent issue in the U.S. is affordable health care. A mommy tax child is worse off in health. This can be explained by the lack of health care these children are experiencing. Not having health care limits a doctor's visits to emergencies only, putting the child at risk. However, there are solutions to stop this discrimination that mothers are facing in the workplace, as well as the effects that children are facing. At first, an easy way to decrease the workplace discrimination is to deconstruct the ideal worker norm. This is the idea that employees are fully dedicated to their work with no outside conflicts. This idea was created during the Industrial Revolution when women were mainly at home taking care of the children and the domestic responsibilities. However, this is no longer the case for most American families. If an employer discards the idea, then having responsibilities wouldn't disqualify people for jobs. Another way would be pass laws that prohibit discrimination and wage disparity based on gender, based on whether you are a parent or not. Having these laws will give women a sense of security when interviewing for jobs after becoming a mother, and hopefully would eliminate the discrimination they face daily. Today I told you about the inequalities mothers face in the workplace, the wage gap they experience, the effect it has on their children. However, I've listed solutions to end the mommy tax. Having the issue of the workplace discrimination placed between men and women has left the issue of inequalities of mothers on the back burner. It is time for this issue to be addressed and solved for the sake of those mothers and their children they are raising.